Hello and welcome to another beautiful morning. I love how I have some hot chocolate. I love how people are thinking almost every time I talk to them either two things when I talk to them about YouTube. They are like, but what's the end goal? What's the purpose of all this? Like, where do you want to go? Where do you want to? And they cannot understand and comprehend what's the goal because I also tell them that I don't really care about the fact that people don't watch my videos. And they're like, then you don't make any money out of this? And they're like, thinking how much waste of time and energy doing this is. And I go like, no. It is not a waste of time and it is not a waste of energy. In fact, it is giving me more than I put in, but not in terms of money. Like, not everything has to be about money and external things. Why do we have to resume ourselves to just these external factors when we could just as well get a better life? That's exactly what I get from making YouTube videos. I get a better life without the need to get anything out of the YouTube channel externally. Internally, I get quite a bit. I get to feel better about myself. I get to be more self assured. I get to have enough momentum that I just feel absolutely unstoppable. I think those are like more valuable than any money I'm gonna probably make on YouTube. Like being confident, being self assured, self motivated. Like, that's the point. Doing exactly what you like, when you like, however you like, and enjoying every moment of it. I think that's crazy good. Like, why would I why would I want anything else but that? Like, it's foolish to say like, oh, what if I gave you like self-assurance, you would feel great, you will feel happy, you will feel fulfilled, or none of that, and I gave you money. What would you choose? I mean, I know I would choose the first one, but I'm choosing the first one actively. And that's the point. Like, you don't have to, it's not really a choice, you know? You don't have to choose between them. But it is a choice when you are faced with it. And sometimes you might choose the money if you need it. But I'm not really spending that much. So I can make do. Sure, I'm making sacrifices when it comes to, I don't know, food, clothes, new shoes. I haven't bought a pair of shoes in 2 years. And sneakers. Sneakers. They're quite expensive. So $100, the shoes that I'm wearing. And that's why I haven't really bought new ones. But they're quality, as in they last 2, 3 years. So that's the point. That's why they're expensive. And not only do they last, but they are very comfortable. So, yeah. And that's the whole point. Like, even if you like, I've kept that's one of the secrets that I've learned long ago. Even if I had a huge income boost, I've kept my lifestyle. Like, I didn't change my lifestyle. The things that I'm eating, the things that I'm consuming, the subscriptions, the whatever. Sure, I would try to cook some better stuff for myself with better ingredients, but I would still cook for myself. I wouldn't go and eat at restaurants like every day or order from restaurants 3 times a day like some of my friends do. And instead, I bought laptops, I bought cameras, I bought lights, I bought things that hold their value a bit more than just food. And um, some of them now I've sold, some of them I sold for profit, some of them I'm going to sell for a loss, but they made me enough money to disregard that idea that I have to make profit on every purchase. Plus, it's a like ridiculous idea to try to make profit off of everything that you buy. Not sure you can, but definitely is a difficult thing. Like instead, I can just buy the things that I want, make them, put them to use, and then sell them, and then the money that I get out of that use is more than enough to cover the difference that I've lost in the value of the product. And yeah, some of the money I'm not going to recover, but it's so far gone that I don't really care. Like these two laptops, even though at the time I spent quite a bit on them, quite a bit of money, I'm never gonna recover any money out of them. But I've transformed one into a server, a NAS, so it's still super useful. And the other one I'm still using to make, whenever I need a Windows machine to make tutorials for a Windows laptop. So that's good. Now, that's the only two things I think that are not gonna be, and also the hard drives, the external hard drives, I'm not gonna be able to recoup any of the money from that, but those are, let's say, cheap, but they're not. They have, they are about $110 each, and I think I have three, about four. So yeah, but that's fine because those I can keep for a long time and use because they're not really um, working that much. They're not plugged in, except the ones that are connected to the NAS. So I'm trying actually to finish the chocolate. That's why I'm talking and talking and talking. The coffee, and the coffee, I mean chocolate. Did I say chocolate? The first time, and I thought that I'm mistaken. it's like people are keep saying to me like, look, this is like your diary, and nobody wants to read someone else's diary. Not even you don't want to read your diary. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's not why you keep a diary. But I keep my diary public. Like, of course, I don't share some personal things, but I don't think that those personal things are really important to me, even to me. Like, they're minutia. They are like things about, I don't know, ex-girlfriends and stuff. And I'm like, why would I why would I why would I talk about that? I mean, it's ended. It's a ended chapter. I think the focus of the journal is to try to be as present as possible with the situation that you are in right now, not with the past, not with the future. Sure, you can dream about the future, but I think dwelling about the past is so bad. I finally figured out, like, I talked with the friend that I made a video about. He asked me, how do I have an action bias? I've kind of always had an action bias, and I finally understood why. It's because I took a conscious decision to fail, and not fail in the 100% fail, but like to lower my failure percentage, to increase my failure percentage from, I don't know, people don't tolerate even a 1% failure rate. And that's how I got an action bias. I'm like, I'm gonna lower the standards of what I output enough so that I can get better. And I did. And that's exactly how I'm doing everything that I'm doing. I'm gonna lower the standards enough so that I take action to get better. And that requires you to accept a higher standard of failure, a higher amount of failure. This friend of mine asked me, how do I have an action bias? And I made a video about it a year and a half later. And now when I talked to him, it was apparent to me, like, he was like, yeah, but I do kind of have an action bias when it comes to some things. And I'm like, yes, I know exactly why it happens. It's because you are 100% sure it's going to work. So you need, before you even start something, you need 100% assuredness that it works. So you are afraid of failure, afraid of wasting your time, and afraid of doing things that are not 100% guaranteed. So that's the point. If you want to do more things, be ready to break some shit. Like, be ready to get some things broken, or get some things failed, or get annoyed at the fact that you didn't get what you wanted out of the situation. You prepare yourself for that, and you're going to be unstoppable when it comes to actions. Oh, yeah. I'm almost done with the yapping. So I do enjoy, like, starting my days like this and drinking some chocolate. It's way better than coffee. I can tell you that. The coffee would kind of reduce my mental capacities now that I look back on it. Instead of increasing them, it would put me in this state where I didn't want to do things where I didn't want to. It's crazy to think about it, how much effect it had. I can see it clearly now. Plus, of course, it's also my fault for not explaining to them that the rationality behind what I'm doing. I'm like, look, I'm building this century's skills, which is talking in front of the camera, organizing ideas, and pushing the boundaries of the human mind and human capabilities. Now, when I say it like that, it sounds so amazing. But that's a backwards rationalization. It's not like I think about that. It's not like, oh, how can I do that? I'm like, just do your thing. Just do the things that you set out to do, the daily habits, the shooting yourself with the camera, doing your diary, doing those things, and produce as much as possible. Be in motion so that when you get a crazy good idea, you can execute on it because it's so easy to press start on the camera. And I think that's the whole point. Like, there is a quote about this. When inspiration hits, it must find you working. Because if it doesn't find you working, then you cannot take advantage of that inspiration. So think about that. I think it's amazing to realize the fact that whenever you are working, if you get lucky and you get inspired, you start to you immediately will start to do that thing that you got inspired by. And that's how you create works that are powerful, or however you want to call them. But don't raise your standards too much. Like, as it's the same with the lifestyle. As you get better and better, if you increase your standards, that's bad because you always are running up against your standards. Like, people's standards are already super high for themselves. That's why they are not starting anything. They have had success in this area of life, this career or whatever. And now when they start this, they don't know how to deal with failure. They don't know how to deal with low quality. So they jump back into the thing that makes them feel good and makes them feel like they know what they're doing. And if you lower your standards and you keep them there, you're going to try all kinds of things. Like, you're going to be like, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. That's why I know how to train dogs. That's why I know about photography. That's why I know about videography. That's how I know about painting. That's how I know about talking in front of the camera. That's how I know so many things. Making websites, a little bit of programming, all kinds of things. Why? Not afraid to be stupid, not afraid to be so bad, not afraid of bad quality. So that's the whole point. Like, it is exactly that way. That's why I have 8 failed businesses. It's because I haven't raised my lifestyle or quality of life, and I haven't increased my standards from when I did, but I got them back down. I got them back down. I got them back down so that I can create more and more and more and fail more and baffle people with the uselessness of my actions. I think that's an amazing idea. Live life in order to baffle people with the pointlessness of your actions. Another beautiful day is over. I've just finished the last session of the meditation, the second session of meditation, and I am quite tired, even though I didn't work that much today. I didn't do much. I just went out for a walk. I went out for shopping. I cooked for myself. I meditated. I met with a friend, and then I had a 1.5 hour call with another friend. So, yeah, I didn't do much. But, oh, and I cleaned for 45 minutes. I did very thorough clean. So that's nice, thankfully. And now I'm going to transfer the files while the files are transferring, I'm going to do a bit more cleaning actually. And because I've enjoyed cleaning and I've enjoyed making the space look nicer. Well, not here, in the other room and in the kitchen. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And after I finish that, I'm gonna edit, post, and then watch social media. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.